Good afternoon, Mr. President. First of all, I wish to acknowledge your courage in taking full responsibility, full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, both legal and illegal, as you have mentioned, Mr. President.
Hindi ko na kontrolado kasi ma'am eh.
And Mr. President, I wish to manifest that it is my humble opinion that one will not take legal responsibility unless there is no willingness as well to admit being behind all the killing incidents that transpired during the war on drugs. It is therefore the humble submission of this representation, Mr. Chair, that with that statement coming from the former president, he acknowledges that all the killing incidents during the war on drugs spring from his order to kill drug personalities. That is a manifestation, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, I understand that the resource speaker, the former president, is a lawyer. Mr. President, may I request that you educate the Filipino people, and I am certain that you understand what conspiracy theory is all about. Please educate us, Mr. President.
I may have some lapses already, but I will give you the definition of a conspiracy to commit a crime when two or more persons decide or discuss to commit a crime and actually do it. More or less ganon ang takbo ng ano.
Thank you, Mr. President. And you will agree with me, Mr. President, that under the conspiracy theory, mayroon pong tatlong klase ng principal. One is principal by inducement. Two is principal by indispensable cooperation. And three, principal by direct participation. Being a long-time prosecutor, Mr. President, can you please enlighten us on this?
Well, one is yung induce. It could be an inducement could be money, usually, or inducement by a woman to a man to kill her husband so that they can live forever happily ever after. Or a group of persons, sindikato, lahat, what is illegal, gambling, smuggling, these are they are the conspirators of crime.
So you have explained, Mr. President, principal by inducement. It could be money, it could be an order by a person who have influence over another. How about principal by direct participation, Mr. President?
You actually agree with one another to commit a crime and you participate.
Thank you. And how about principal by indispensable cooperation?
Well, in the sense that, for example, if there is no way of traveling from one place to another and you are the only person who can provide the transportation, a vehicle, and that would be indispensable cooperation. Without the vehicle, you cannot commit the crime.
Thank you, Mr. President, for enlightening us. going back to your statement that you are taking full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, both legal and illegal. It is my humble submission, Mr. Chair, that the former president can be considered liable for all these crimes under the theory of conspiracy by being a principal by inducement. I wish to manifest, Mr. Chair, that without the order, without the reward, these police operatives should not have resulted to killing a huge number of victims of war on drugs.
Beg to disagree with your premise, ma'am.
I understand, Mr. President, but that is a manifestation.
Yes, but
Thank you,
if
Mr.
police is
President.
supposed to do his duty, he goes to school for 2 years. He receives instructions to how to go about his duty, and we have to give the presumption of regularity. That's a principle of law.
Thank you,
Na
Mr. President.
Pag every time na may ginawa kaya in your favor is the principle of regularity
Presumption
in the
of
performance
regularity
of duty.
of performance of official duty, Mr. President. Thank you for your enlightenment. Mr. President, I wish to ask, with all due respect, considering your statement of taking full legal responsibility both to legal and illegal activities, can
Well-
I equate this statement of yours to an extrajudicial confession of guilt?
Well, in a sense, yes. Wala na akong magawa eh.
Are you saying yes, Mr. President?
Yes, because I ordered the campaign against the drug syndicates. At kung anong ginawa nila, whether illegal or not, it was ako ang nag-utos. In that sense, I take that responsibility of their actions. Wala akong magawa eh. Commander ako, nag-utos ako. Puntahan ninyo yan. Just like a commander, or not a military, police, iutusan mo. Pag may nangyari dyan, magkabulyaso, whether right or wrong, iyo yan. Iyo talaga yan. Kung hindi ka naman bobo na mayor, hindi mo iwanan yung tao na inutusan mo. Unless yung pumunta doon, inutusan mo mag-operate ng illegal gambling or mga droga, tapos nag-rape, kung anong ginagawa na kabalastugan, ako na mismo ang papatay, hindi na kailangan na hintayin mo pa.
Mr. President, earlier, you conformed to my statement that I can equate your statement of taking full legal responsibility as an extrajudicial confession of guilt. You said yes to that.
Yeah. Hindi,
No, I'm just reiterating the question, Mr. President.
It's not about guilt or a wrong. What I'm saying is that yung lahat ng inutusan ko yung war against drugs, o yung isang platoon dyan o isang batalyon, kung ano yung ginagawa nila, kaya I take full responsibility for that.
Mr. President, you are surrounded by, I believe, 4 lawyers.
Hindi ko na kailangan, ma'am.
Because
I can
you are a
take
lawyer
I can
yourself.
take of myself. I can take care of
Yes.
myself.
And of course, you understand the elements of an extrajudicial confession.
Yes.
You confirm that you are of sound mind.
And not only that, body
Yes.
as well.
You confirm that your statement is voluntary.
Yes.
And of course, you confirm that you understand the consequences of your extrajudicial confession.
Hindi naman alam kung hindi naman ito korte. So,
I understand, Mr. President. That's why we call it extrajudicial confession.
It is not a confession, it is a statement coming from the mouth of a mayor or a president at that time. It is not a confession. You are characterizing the word. Mali, ma'am.
The only one,
Do not characterize that as a wrong.
Mr. President,
Policy yan.
the only one that is missing among these elements is that it should be in writing.
Eh, what?
And my question will you be willing to translate into writing the statement that you earlier said?
Hindi na nga ako marunong, yung pirma ko noon, hindi na nga pirma ko ngayon.
But of course, you have a lawyers to help and assist you. Prepare this written document.
Hindi ko na kailangan yan. Babait ko pa writing dito na ngayon. It's documented by the records here. Magtanong na kayo na magtanong. Ano? Anong gusto mong tanongin? Criminal?
Mr. President, I wish to proceed to my next question. Do you know Laod firing range?
Do you know?
Alam niyo po ba yung Laod firing range?
So, hindi. Do you know?
Nalalaman niyo po ba kung ano
Tao
o
yan.
saan yung Laod firing range?
Doon ako nagpa-practice magbarel para pumatay ng tao.
Thank you. Nagpa-practice po kayong bumaril para pumatay ng tao.
Oo.
And alam niyo din po ba yung Laod Quarry?
Hindi ko na negosyo yan, ma'am. Yung firing range, ha?
But at least you are aware that Laod firing range is situated in the Laod Quarry, within the premises and compound of Laod Quarry.
Siguro.
Tama po ba yun?
Within the premises of a quarry, there is a firing range.
Do you confirm that, Mr. President?
That should be the question.
Do you know Ben Laod?
Yes, I think so.
Who is Ben Laod?
Si policeman.
He's a policeman.
He owns the land
He owns the land.
where the firing range is located.
And do you remember, Mr. President, that the CHR, during the time of the former chairman, Laila de Lima, investigated and inspected this Laod Quarry, where they were able to discover human bones. Are you aware of that?
Sino ma? Who investigated?
Panahon po ni Chairman Laila de Lima sa Commission on Human Rights.
Sorry, I do not know her.
Nag-imbestiga po ang CHR
Ay,
tungkol
siguro.
sa extrajudicial killing kung saan nakadiskubre po ang taga-CHR ng mga buto ng katawan ng tao. Kayo po ba ay aware dito?
I am aware of only one bone. Dala-dala ni... Sino yung sinabi mo? Binalot
CHR
niya.
former chairwoman, Laila de Lima.
It's there. Hindi, isa lang po.
And you are aware also that the former DOJ Secretary, Vitaliano Aguirre, represented Ben Laod in the investigation of the extrajudicial killing.
What do I know about the investigation? Or
If you are
about
aware,
Aguirre?
Mr. President.
Yes, Aguirre is my...
Are you associated? Of course, you are associated to Vitaliano Aguirre as a matter of fact.
Is my...
Contemporary.
Sa eskwelahan, no?
And during your time, you appointed him even as the DOJ Secretary. Tama po ba?
Yes. Because bright.
During that time, Mr. President, you were the mayor. Tama po? Mayor of Davao City.
No, I cannot appoint a secretary. Hindi ako, mayor lang ako po, so it has to be
Now, let me rephrase my question, Mr.
somebody
President.
else's job, not mine.
During the time when these extrajudicial killings happened, you were the mayor? Tama po ba yun?
Well, not only during my time as mayor.
Was there any point in time, Mr. President, na pinaimbestigahan niyo po itong mga buto ng tao na nakita sa Laod Quarry?
Dala nga ni, sino yun? Hindi yun nag-imbestiga doon.
The CHR, Mr. President.
Oh, si CHR.
Kayo po ba'y nagpa-imbestiga? Even during your time as mayor or during your time as president, pinaimbestigahan niyo po ba itong mga buto na nakita sa Laod Quarry?
Bakit ako mag-imbestiga ng mga buto dyan na maraming buto ng tao na...
So you did not initiate any investigation?
Of course.
Mr. President, I will proceed to the next question. On December 31, 2004, nag-conduct po ng raid ang PIDEA 11, headed by Superintendent Wilkins Villanueva, joined by some operatives of PIDEA Manila, National Headquarter. 6 po yung Chinese na napatay. But in addition to this Chinese, a certain SPO4, Val Carillo, apprehended Alan C. along with 10 other companions. Based on the affidavit of Mr. Las Cañas, Mr. President, you ordered the killing of Mr. Alan C. along with the 10 other companions.
That is not true. That is a job of the police. Hindi ko trabaho magpatay, ma'am.
There are 2 important observations in his affidavit, Mr. President. Ang sabi po niya dito, si Alan C. ay nag-offer ng 200 million for the release of the 2 chemists and another 100 million for the remaining 8 personalities. But when he tried to seek your permission, you refused, and you even said, madami kayong intel funds.
Totoo yan. Kung bribery siguro yan. Hindi ko, never in my...
Are you confirming, Mr. President, that during this time, Las Cañas and Sunny Buenaventura sought your permission whether to release Alan C. and the 10 others in exchange of the 200 million plus 100 million?
Masyadong maraking pera yan, man. Totoo yan.
You are denying it, Mr. President.
Of course.
But do you confirm that when you refused this offer, you even told Sunny Buenaventura and Arturo Las Cañas that you have ample intel funds, so you don't need those bribes, if you call it bribe?
I do not remember making a statement like that. But money for operations against crime, malaki ang funding ng Davao City.
Another important observation, Mr. President, these 11 personalities were asked as to the whereabouts of their passport. Alan C. said that his passport was taken by the operatives, while the 10 others, ang sabi po nila, hawak ng employer nila. And the employer was named as Michael Yang. What can you say about this?
Nothing to do with it. Wala akong pakialam dyan. Hindi ako nakikialam ng mga passport.
Mr. President, to conclude the question about this Dumoy raid, this is the raid of the PIDEA which happened in Davao Shabu Laboratory on December 31, 2004, where 6 Chinese personalities were killed during the raid, and the 11 others were brought to Laod Quarry, where they were summarily executed and buried upon your order, according to the testimony of Arturo Las Cañas.
Do not believe Arturo Las Cañas.
Let me proceed to
Binubula
the
ka lang yan.
next question, Mr. President. In 1993, Mr. President, binomba po itong St. Peter's Cathedral in Davao City where 7 died. Naalala niyo po ba ito? And according to
Point of
Arturo
order,
Las Cañas,
Mr. Chair. Point of order.
What was the
I would like
rule
to
that was
find out
excuse me,
If Attorney Delgra is coaching the President, because she has been whispering in the ears of the former President. What to find out?
Attorney Delgra, please refrain from coaching. The President is able to answer all these questions being asked
He's
of him.
advising me
And
about my
you're
legal
only
rights.
limited to advising
Legal
your client
rights.
with his rights. Nothing more, nothing less.
He's
I
a
hope
lawyer.
you follow the rule, Attorney Delgra. Please
He does-
proceed.
He does not have to coach me. I know how to answer.
Mr. Chair, 1993, binomba po ang St. Peter's Cathedral, Davao City, where 7 died. Naalala niyo po ba ito, Mr. President?
Yung simbahan, ma'am.
Opo, St. Peter's Cathedral in Davao
Yes, ma'am.
City. At sangayon po kay Arturo Las Cañas, kayo ay galit na galit sa pangyayaring ito.
Sinong hindi magalit, ma'am?
At dahil po sa inyong mahigpit na galit, ay inorderan nyo po itong sina Las Cañas na bombahin ang mga moske, kasama po ang Kamamara Mosque at Bancorehan Mosque. What can you say about this?
Crazy, ma'am. Do you know that my mother is a Muslim? That's an idiot statement.
In other words, you are denying.
Of course.
Mr. President, let me proceed to June Pala. Sino po si June Pala?
Well, he was a broadcaster.
He is a broadcaster who used to criticize you during his programs. Tama po ba?
Everybody, pati ako, tama yan. Trabaho niya yan.
And according to the testimony of Arturo Las Cañas, you ordered the killing of June Pala.
Niwala kay Las Cañas. Lahat na nandang participation ng crime niya, kanya. There's a pattern, you know. Look at the pattern of the crimes. Kanya lahat ng ano. Do you believe that as a policeman? Would I? Would I?
Kanina po, Mr. President, I started my interpellation with acknowledging your courage in taking full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, and you said both legal and illegal. The reasons why I asked about Laod Quarry, where human bones were found. The reason why I asked about the Dumoy raid, where 11 Chinese personalities were summarily brought and killed to Laod Quarry. The reason about why I asked about the mosque bombing and the killing of June Pala is I wanted to substantiate the courage that I saw on you when you initially expressed taking full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, both legal and illegal, according to you.
You are substantiate?
Yes, Mr. President.
Where's the proof?
Mr. President, I'm anchoring my questions about the separate incidents from your initial statement that you are taking full legal responsibility
Yes.
to all the victims of war on drugs. You said both legal and illegal.
Yes.
Mr. President, you are a long-time prosecutor, correct?
Correct.
And of course, it is very fundamental upon us, all lawyers, the
Yeah.
requirements of due process.
We are zeroing in on a particular individual now.
Due process is the law which hears before it condemns. Due process is the law which requires notice and hearing.
If you say so.
Mr. President, I hope that we will be reminded that by due process, the end does not justify the means. Kanina po, tinanong din po kayo ni Honorable Brosas about the number of the victims of war on drugs. Tinanong po kayo about statistics, and you lamented na hindi nyo po alam or dala yung records. Now, I want to share to the public the statistics of the victims of war on drugs.
We are...
Mr. President, this is from PIDEA. I think this is a consolidated effort of Karapatan, Global Witness, National Union of Journalists of the Philippines, the Supreme Court, Rappler, and the Philippine Drug and Enforcement Agency. We have 6,252 individuals in police anti-drug operations as of May 2022. 27,000 to 30,000 individuals, including those killed vigilant style. 427 activists, human rights defenders, grassroots organizers as of December 2021. Land and environment defenders as of December 2020, 166. Journalists, media workers, as of April 2022, 23 victims. Judges, lawyers, prosecutors, as of December 2021, 66 victims. And mayors, vice mayors, as of December 2021, 28 victims, Mr. President. Mr. President, my question is, when you implement war on drugs, did you strictly comply with the requirement of due process?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I will wrap up. Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Chair, it is my humble submission that contrary to the answer of the former President, I humbly believe that the former President and his war on drugs never complied with the requirements of due process. The statistics show, Mr. President, the huge number of victims of war on drugs. If my memory serves me right, during the time of Aquino administration, there are like around 200, and during the present administration, there are around like 200 victims as well of war on drugs. Given this statistics, Mr. Chair, this is almost or around 31,000 victims of war on drugs. If indeed they follow the requirement of due process, wala po dapat ganito karaming patay. At ang dapat, maraming kaso na pending in court. I hope all of us will be reminded by the fundamental law that no person should be deprived of life, liberty, and property without due process of law. By Mr. President's own admission of his accountability, both to legal and illegal actions of the police, it is the humble submission of this representation, Mr. Chair, that the Quadcom is ready to make a recommendation for the filing of the necessary action in court. That is a violation of the law, RA 9851, Act defining and penalizing crimes against international humanitarian law, or at the very least, the murder cases as defined under the revised penal code. To finally conclude, Mr. Chair, last series of questions to Mr. President, again to substantiate the courage that he was able to show during the initial part of this hearing. Mr. President, in the past hearing of Quadcom, may 30 Chinese drug lords na napatay sa Davao Penal Colony. Are you willing to take accountability and responsibility also for this?
Wala na ako niyan, ma'am. Nandito na ako sa Maynila.
So, you are saying no.
Oh, well, kung gusto mo isali yan, idagdag mo na, okay lang.
How about the death of General Barayuga, the PSCSO Secretary, are you willing to take full legal responsibility for this?
I do not kill generals.
The death of Mayor Aldong Parohinog and the 15 others in Osamis City, are you taking full responsibility on this?
Hindi ako nagpapatay ng mga mayor, ma'am.
The death of Mayor Espinosa of Albuera Leyte, are you taking full responsibility on this?
Hindi ko, ma'am. That is my birthplace.
The death of Tony Halili in Tanawan City.
Malayo yan siya sa akin, ma'am.
The death of Mayor Perez of Los Baños.
Lalo na.
Ibalik ko po dun sa una niyong sinabi. If you are denying all this, alin po yung tinutukoy nyo when you said you are taking full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, both legal and illegal?
Yes. Kasi order ko kasi yung that was my campaign against drugs. Na yung alam mo, maraming istasyon, maraming pulis. Kung nagkaletse-letse doon, hindi ka maghugas ng kamay. Dapat sabihin mo, akin dyan, kasi of course, nagkamali sila. Now, if there is an appropriate action na gusto ninyong ilabas, then file the case in court. Wala namang pigil. Matagal na yan yung sabi extrajudicial killing. I am challenging anybody or everybody who makes the accusation, whether it is really true or not, it may be true, file the case in court because may korte tayo. And even if I will admit na totoo yan, you have to go to court because I will make the admission there again.
Are you saying, Mr. President, that when you go to court, you're willing to admit also your accountability for all the deaths during the war on drugs?
Ay, of course, may abogado man ako, ma'am. Kung ano sabihin ng abogado ko, sunod ako.
I hope that everything that you said before the Quad can be reduced in writing so that truly we can believe that you're taking full legal responsibility to all the victims of war on drugs, both legal and illegal, because as lawyers we believe that by extrajudicial confession, we have to put that in writing, Mr. President.
Totoo yan, ma'am. I ordered the campaign against drugs. Hindi ako it's a policy of government or of the president. Hindi ako maghugas ng kamay. Hindi ako magsabi, hindi, kasi yung department yan, hindi, akin yun.
Mr. President, last question. If one of these days the ICC will come, will you voluntarily submit yourself?
Sipain ko pa sila, ma'am.
But you said a while ago that if somebody will sponsor your fare to the ICC, you will voluntarily submit yourself to their investigation and jurisdiction.
Yes. Pero kung sila magpunta dito, sipain ko.
But will you confirm that you are willing to submit voluntarily yourself to ICC?
Punta ko doon, sipain ko rin sila. Same.
I have nothing further, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro. The next to interpolate. Yes,
Mr.
Attorney
Chair,
Bell.
with all due respect, Mr. Chair, the Sunday bombing of Davao City is known to me personally because at that time I was the chairman of the Human Rights Committee of the
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
What is the point of order, Congressman Acop?
We do not know the personality of Attorney Bello, and he has not been invited as a resource person, and therefore has no right to speak before this committee.
I agree, Your Honor.
Mr. Chair.
I have no contradiction to the manifestation of the Honorable Chair, Congressman Acop. But I just want to inform this body of what the Easter bombing is all about. Because the Honorable Congressman Luistro mentioned about it. And she insinuated that as a result of the Sunday bombing, former President Duterte caused the bombing of Muslim mosque, which is not true because at that time, Your Honor, he was just a fiscal of Davao City.
Okay, salamat
I know
po.
that, Your Honor, because I was the one who investigated this incident upon the direction of the Integrated Bar of the Philippines. So, for the record, Congressman Luis Ro, Mayor Duterte or President Duterte was a fiscal at the time of the bombing of the San Pedro Cathedral.
Okay,
It
thank
is
you.
not true
Thank you,
that he
Attorney
was the
Bello.
mayor.
Your manifestation is noted.
Thank you
Mr.
very
Chair,
much, Your Honor.
Mr.
Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. So,
I have a 19-second video of the interview of the former president about the Dumoy bombing. If this representation may be
minutes is
allowed
that,
to. I think this is 19 seconds, Mr. Chair.
seconds. Okay, please.
Secretariat, kindly play.
Before that, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of Vice President Sara Duterte. Secretariat, can you please play the video? May I also remind our lawyer friends of the former president to please
I did it because I had to do it for my country. Hindi nila na ginawa mo. Kaya yung sa Dumoy, umubos ko talaga.
Sir President, Mr. Chair.
I did it because I had to do it for my country.
That's it?
I reiterate this statement.
The former president said that he reiterates the statement he made in that video.
With that, Mr. Chair, then I conclude this interpellation.
Okay. Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro. So again, before we acknowledge the next interpellator, I'd like to remind our friends from the lawyer friends of our former president to please, it is not allowed under our rules that you can make manifestations. But we do appreciate the information that you shared, and we will take note of that information. But again, let me emphasize that under our rules, we cannot allow the lawyers of our guests or our resource person to speak and address the committee. So I hope that is clear to our lawyer friends. And with that, we will now acknowledge the next interpellator. The next interpellate is Congressman Rog Gutierrez. You have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, before I proceed with my interpellation, simple manifestation. This representation has noticed that the good former president is more comfortable in a conversational manner of speaking. With that, I'd like to move, not perhaps move, but I would, if the committee and the rules would allow, I'd like to waive the rule that he cannot speak while I'm speaking, so as not to hinder him. I want the former president to have an unhindered and unadulterated chance to give his statement. So with that, should the good former president understand, I will yield the floor at any time that he wishes to speak. I just hope that he would perhaps signal me by perhaps raising his hand, and at any time I will stop talking to allow him to continue to speak, so as to avoid any overlapping. If that is fine, I will proceed, Mr.
I'm sure
Chairman.
the former president heard you loud and clear, Congressman Gutierrez.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to direct my questions to the former President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Mr. President, good afternoon po. Before I proceed with my line of question, I'd like to pick up on some points that some of my colleagues have mentioned earlier. Most recently, Mr. President, the Congresswoman Luistro was driving a point regarding full responsibility, and I'd just like to follow up on that. Nabanggit po ninyo in the context of the war on drugs that you will take full responsibility, full legal and moral responsibility. If I'm not mistaken, was your statement. And you said this in the context that you would be taking care of the Philippine National Police. However, Congresswoman Luis Roa has also mentioned a string of cases in which were allegedly part of the war on drugs, which are conducted in a manner of extrajudicial killing. When it came to those points, Mr. President, you mentioned that you will not take responsibility. And what comes to mind is your statement in the Senate, in which you had an argument with the senator. You had a statement with the senator, in which you said that guilt is personal. So, Mr. President, my question to the Honorable Chairman is, which is which po ba? When we are referring to the war on drugs, you say that you take responsibility for the policy, yet you will not take responsibility pag nagka-leche-leche in your terms, yung ating mga kapulisan. Would you care to elaborate, Mr. President?
You know, nothing is perfect in this world. When the police go to an operation, there are guidelines, strict guidelines that they follow. But sometimes things go awry. Nasusobrahan, nasisira yung nire-raid ng na bahay, persons are arrested at that time which are not really connected with the activity there. Pero hindi mo maiwasan eh. You know, trabaho ng police kasi, I'm not trying to protect them. But as a matter of policy, I have to understand kasi talagang ginigipit ko ang police magtrabaho. So, kung meron silang medyo kasalanan, but in the performance of that order, talagang that is my moral and legal obligation because I gave the order. Then I have to protect them because that is my responsibility. Hindi ko pwedeng bitawan yung tao eh. Kasi pag sinabi mo sa police, trabahuin mo ito, tapos stricto ka, gusto mo talagang gaya mo, if you want to make the city peaceful, gawain mo yan, make the city peaceful. I do not care paano mo gawin, basta gawin mo ang city ko peaceful. When that is the time na kung sabihin mo masabit sila pagkamali, talagang papasok ako. Because I gave the order. So in a sense, I take full responsibility if there is any. Akin yan. And should I be included in the charge or charges? Yes. I'd be willing to go to court, explain, and if it is not legal, according to the judge, or insufficient, wala tayong magawa. Makulong tayo. But trabaho eh. Trabaho yan.
Mr. President, to the Honorable Chairman, so you are now making a distinction. When you say you take full responsibility, you're talking about the policy consideration, the orders that you have given the PNP. However, you would make a distinction as to individual cases in which you would claim you would not know.
No, alam kasi sir, pag sinabi mo campaign against drug, I mean, as President, ginawa ko yan. It does not mean to say that you are free to kill if you are free to rob and rape. Pag sinabi kong campaign against drug, you do it as a police officer. Nag-aral ka naman ng 2 years basic, sinunod mo lahat, you should follow. Not if you go out of the way, I cannot answer for you. Kung ano yung sa isip mo, bakit mo ginawa yan, only you can answer that question. Pero yung policy nakikita ng tao, talagang akin yan. Pag sinabi ng pumasok yung mga pulis doon at pinilit nila yung pumasok ng isang building, so if there is any liability, Hindi, kasali na ako. Hindi na ako naghuhugas ng kamay.
So, Mr. President, from your statement relating to the policy consideration, you take full responsibility, at least for example, collateral damage in legitimate police operations.
Yes.
That is one of the examples.
Kasali na yan.
However, Mr. President, I believe, just to pinpoint para mas klaro, one of the cases mentioned by Honorable Congresswoman Luistro was that of the PCSO Corporate Secretariat, General Barayuga. And for your enlightenment, Mr. President, the reason it was conducted, according to the witness, Colonel Santi Mendoza, is that he did it in the name of your order. He did it in the name of your war on drugs. Allegedly, he was given the order to conduct the hit, and it was part of the war on drugs. So what we see from that testimony, Mr. President, to the Honorable Chairman, is that because of your order and because of your statements and pronouncement, it has emboldened the police force to conduct these operations. And although you might not have personal knowledge of the same, and you might have not given the personal order, your subordinates, through the Chief PNP, through Colonel Leonardo, have allegedly conducted these operations. Now, in relation to that, you said that you will not take full responsibility for that case because you have no consideration. You have no participation as such. How now do we reconcile your acknowledgement of full responsibility for policy orders versus what is happening on the ground, Mr. President?
When I say that I have faith in the police, when I order them to do something, kailangan, pagka may nagkamali dyan, may sagutin mo rin. Huwag mong do not leave them hanging. Somebody has to say that I was the one who ordered. And if there was something that went wrong, then I have also to answer for it. But you do not go into a campaign, you do not go into a drive for nothing. It is always a legitimate government action.
So in this case, Mr. President, in the case of the Barayuga slay, in which the witness, Colonel Mendoza, mentioned that he conducted it in the belief that it was part of legitimate police operations under the orders of his superior, Colonel Leonardo, this was under your directive in the war on drugs. Yet you said you will not take responsibility when you were asked by Congresswoman Luistro. So that, I repeat the question, Mr. President, with all due respect, how do we now reconcile you're taking full responsibility for the policy consideration, yet when it comes to the individual cases where policemen are left hanging, for your information po, Mr. President, si Colonel Santi Mendoza made this statement, he is still currently serving as a police colonel. He is a working policeman po. Hindi po siya sinipa, hindi po siya tinanggal. He made this statement against his own interest. So how now do we reconcile? Where do you draw the line of your responsibility in this war on drugs, Mr. President?
Because guilt is personal. Alam mo, pagka binaril ka dyan, it's always personal. So in that sense, hindi mo talaga sasagutin yan because anong ang nasa isip niya? Kung sabihin mo, drive lang, pati yung tao dyan nakaupo lang, barilin mo, that is something, lumaban. Pero kung sabihin mo, ako ang nag-utos, I take full responsibility sa what happened. So, if there is a case that is going to be filed, you can file the case against me, including the erring policeman. I will not exempt myself. Hindi ako nagbibitin ng tao. So, kasali ako dyan. O sige, idemanda mo kami. File a case in court at kaso tayo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just a short manifestation before I proceed with the rest of my questioning. I would like to...
Ganun yan eh. Pag may magsabi ko, sige, mag-conduct kayo ng operation. Pag nakabulyaso yan, rightly or wrong, or pag sabihan, utos kasi ni Mayor. O di wag mo bitinin yung tao. Kasi hindi naman lahat ng pulis talagang bright. For the fact that they were there in pursuance to your order for a legitimate purpose, maybe to stop smuggling or raid a laboratory there somewhere. Ganon.
Well, thank you for that clarification, Mr. President. But as I mentioned, to continue my manifestation, for the consideration of the committee, it would be hard for us to take the statement that the former president would take full legal and moral responsibility, yet at the same time insist guilt is personal. I hope this is something that we consider taking his statements moving forward. And I think, Mr. President,
that's a principle of law kasi guilt is personal. That is not mine. But when I say I take full responsibility, meaning to say, if there is going to be an accounting for the actions of the police, you can include me because I gave the order. Pero yung kasi sabihin mong guilt, because guilt is personal. Hindi mo mapasa yan sa akin. But the order, sabihin mo yung order ng mayor, akin yan, that is different. Kung ano yung individual guilt doon, hindi, kung sabihin mo, overall, nakabulyaso yan, akin yan. At hindi ko, in many cases, mayor for almost 30 years, and even as president, when I ordered na, tinuturo ko talaga sarili ko, akin yan, para magtrabaho ang mga tao.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the
Somebody
clarification.
has to take the blame. At the blame stops here.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yet, Mr. Chair, I repeat my manifestation that the confusion between the statement that there will be full legal responsibility and at the same time guilt is personal. While there's the mentioning that he will take full responsibility in the cases of, for example, the Barayuga Slay, and of course, also of the killing of the 3 Chinese nationals. I would like to mention that in the case of the Davao Penal Colony, that according to our witnesses, your name was also utilized, Mr. President. Ang sabi po ni Colonel Garma, allegedly, if I believe right, is that huwag kayong mag-interfere, alam ng presidente ito. This is part of, alam mo naman yung pinaglalaban natin dito. So that is just some of the examples, Mr. President, which we have to decipher the difference now between your pangako po, your taking charge, full responsibility, versus what you're saying, the guilt is personal. But nevertheless, Mr. President, we'll proceed with the rest of the line of questioning. Mr. President, you made a statement prior, and I think this was brought up by Congressman Abante, regarding sa helicopter po. And I think you affirmed this. You mentioned that if you are corrupt, I will fetch you using a helicopter to Manila and I will throw you out. I have done this before, why would I not do it again? And you mentioned, Mr. President, earlier that this is hyperbole. You said, istorya lang po. You stand by this, Mr. President, through the Honorable Chairman.
Patakot lang man yun.
Patakot. And at this time, this was at a formal event po, no? You made this statement while you were already President. Was that correct?
Yes.
And you would often make use of hyperbole and istorya na panakot, whether it's in a speech, whether it's a media press conference, and you would choose there's no distinction between formal and informal events in your utilization of such stories.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, with that said, how do we reconcile sometimes that you would say, and I think just a manifestation, there were some mentioning of the previous administration that actually the job of the presidential spokesperson was the presidential translator. Minsan po, there had to be a distinction when you were joking or not. Yet, when you were giving your orders to the PNP, for example, would you also utilize hyperbole sometimes or istorya?
Direkta ako. Ini command conference direkta ako. Lahat na sila, tanong ka, pag sabi ko, trabaho mo yan, trabaho mo. Ang akin kasi ganito, ayaw ko ng kriminal. Kung mapatay mo isang kriminal na lumaban, one less headache for humanity. Pag may isang drug into traffic na lumaban, napatay mo, one less headache for society. Ang akin dyan is just the process of elimination and minimizing the danger to society. Pagka marami yan sila, then walang mangyari. Yung mayor ni presidenta, hayaan mo yung mga sindikato dyan na to flourish. Kung hindi matakot yan, patayin mo, wala talaga mangyari rin. Walang mangyari sa syudad mo, walang mangyari sa Pilipinas.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, to the Honorable Chairman, I'd like to ask, in relation to that, your questions, your answers and statements given today, were some of them hyperbole, or were all of them matter-of-fact frank, as you would give in your command conference?
Well, minsan hindi ako nagbibigay talaga ng direkta na I would leave it hanging so that you will have something to think of.
Well, Mr. President,
wala kasing tao mag-say na ako ang pumatay ni Rizal. I and I alone. Walang gagawang tao na ganyan. You just, you play with words. But when you are in government and you are there in the performance of duty to keep your city or to keep your country at least safe sa mga tao against the criminals, you have now the dilemma of whether or not to side with the innocent people and maybe victims or itong mga criminals. I have no second thoughts. Wala akong duda kung saan ako pupunta. Dito ako pupunta sa tao, kaya maganda ang syudad ko when I became mayor. Maganda ang Davao. Yung na-presidente ako, minus-minus ang sindikato. Kasi alam ng mga tao, pinatay ko sila.
Mr. President, thank you for being candid. And you've just mentioned now that sometimes you admitted, even in this proceedings that we have, that you would mention things that are hyperbole. However, Mr. President, I would like to respectfully remind you, to the Honorable Chairman, that you are under oath. And I think the play on words would have to be at a minimum, because anything that you say here will be taken at its face value. With that said, Mr. President, I'd like to reiterate that reminder with the rest of my following questions. I hope there would be no hyperbole, and I hope that is made understood.
I welcome any accusations in court in connection with this and other proceedings which I gave the same statement.
Thank you. Mr. President, my next few questions.
Trabaho ko yun.
Yes.
Trabaho ko yun.
My line of questioning will not be accusations. Actually, I will just be asking you about statements that you've made earlier to confirm whether or not they were hyperbole and the facts surrounding the same. So with that, I'd be proceeding, Mr. Chairman. Mr. President, earlier, Chairman Dan Fernandez had this question, and you affirmed that when you were mayor, you would go around in your motorcycle and you would be looking for trouble, literally looking for these criminals. And you mentioned that sometimes you would find them and you would kill them. Was that hyperbole, Mr. President?
Not necessarily. Yung encuentro lang. Nakamotor ako, pagbababa ako, magparking ako, tapos lapitan ko sila. Yung iba magtakbo, yung iba hindi. Minsan, may makita ako na magbunot ng baril. Lumalaban. Hindi naman ako masyado praktisado sa barilan, pero alam ko na pag ganun ang sitwasyon, you're in danger of losing your life.
Mr. President, in these times na rumuronda po kayo na big bike and you've had these encounters, how many persons have you killed, Mr. President?
Wala akong accounting dyan.
With no hyperbole, Mr. President, would you know?
Wala talaga akong Maybe 3/4, gano'n. Yung direct talaga na encuentro.
Three-fourths of what po, Mr. President?
Again?
You mentioned 3/4 or 3 or 4?
Hindi, ibig sabihin ko, iba-ibang situation.
But I mean, how many have you killed, Mr. President, in
Yan nga,
these situations?
3 or 4, something like that.
3 or 4 incidents. And in these 3 or 4 incidents, Mr. President, were they all caught in flagrante delicto?
Yeah,
Meaning they
well-
were in commission of the crime?
I would never kill an innocent. Hindi ako gago magbaril ng tao. Sabi mo nakatali, yung extrajudicial killing niya, sabi mo na nakapusas tapos barilin. Hindi ka lalaki niya.
Thank you for the clarification.
That's not a job of... Huwag na lang yung sabihin nung tanggalin mo na lang yung mayor tapat yung pagka-police mo. Hindi, that's not the job of... pagkalalaki ka, hindi mo gawin yan.
So, Mr. Chair, they were caught in flagrante delicto, meaning in the commission of the crime, at you would say na in all these cases, nanlaban po sila, yung 3 or 4. Bumunot po sila ng baril.
Yes. Sa Dumoy.
Mr. President, in these 3 or 4 cases of...
ang problema lang yan is actually, anim ba yun ang namatay? 4 lang ang baril. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lahat nakahawak. But the problem is when there is shootout, ang bala naman hindi talaga namimili. So if you are concentrated on one space, tapos nagputok ka na, mabuti sana kung isang bagmang, kung armalighted, brrr.
So, Mr. President, you're saying in these instances of your vigilante nights na nakabike po kayo, minsan may collateral damage po?
Wala.
None.
O wala.
So, in these 3 or 4 cases that you mentioned na may pinatay po kayo, nanlaban, were cases filed against you for homicide?
Wala rin.
Isn't it the job of the prosecutor to, if pag may namatay, either homicide or murder, that they would file the case and you would prove your defense in court?
Si Pael, yung prosecutor, bakit niya ako na ngayon nanlaban, tapos ako pa i-prosecute mo?
So, Mr. President, in these instances where you have killed these 3 and 4 people and no cases were filed,
No. No cases were filed.
would you recall the names of these persons that you have killed?
No. You know, why would I, why would? It's a silly question. Bakit ko alamin kung sino yung gagong na yan? Punerary ang bahala na sila establish ng identity. And the police. Not me.
Mr. Chair, just a manifestation. It is deeply disturbing to know that there's a confession of killing here in which the prosecutor did not investigate. There were no cases were filed, not even before the DOJ. I believe this is something that should be brought up to the attention of the DOJ and should be studied at a further time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I'm waiting for that time. I'd be happy. I would be happy to answer any and all. Walang problema yan.
Thank you for that. Mr. President, you also mentioned earlier kay Chairman Dan, and I think to other congressmen, that marami na po kayong police na pinatay. And I would assume that this is in reference to certain malicious or yung mga ninja cops. Would you have a number kung ilan po ito? Without hyperbole, Mr. President, ilan po ang police ang pinatay po ninyo?
Hindi ako lang. Hindi lang ako. Yung police, in a raid, something like that. Shootout.
In a raid, in a shootout.
Hindi yung sabihin mo na confrontation personal na one-on-one.
Mr. President, what was your participation in the raid or shootout? As a mayor, you were there for the police operation?
Yes.
And this is a one-time thing po ba, Mr. President? Or it has happened multiple times?
What?
Maraming beses na po ba ito nangyari?
Hindi.
So it was only one raid in which maraming police ang pinatay? would you have a date in mind, or is there a name for this incident that there would be, that you could recall, Mr. President?
About what?
About that raid in which may marami po kayong pinatay na police.
Hindi pulis ang pinatay ko. May ano tayo dito. Tayo nakaiintindihan.
Miscommunication. Okay, Mr. President. Well, I'll just proceed in another
Hindi
question.
hindi ako nagpapatay ng pulis ko.
Okay.
I would never do that. Well, sa bagay, may mga pulis na into kidnapping.
Perhaps yun po yun, Mr. President, because I remember the context of the conversation was mga police na scallywag or yung mga ninja cops, and you mentioned that you would not tolerate the same.
Yes.
So in which case, Mr. President, how many of those have you killed? I would assume the 3 to 4 that you mentioned earlier in your vigilante nights were just regular criminals, and iba naman po ang iyong tally for mga police na mga scallywag.
Matanong man ninyo sa Davao, mga 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Involved in kidnapping.
Kidnapping po ito. And these did not...
Paghawak ng pera.
Mr. President,
Lalo na paghawak ng pera, patapos i-rape pa yung mga babae. Talagang wala ka ng pag-asa. Huwag na tayong magsabi extra judicial. O pagkatapos ka magnakaw, hawak mo ang pera, i-rape mo ang mga babae. Pag nandyan ako sa huwag na natin pag-usapan yung extra judicial killing. Patayan talaga yan.
so Mr. President, the story that you're saying now, yung mga police sa scallywag na 2 or 3, this was one incident, yung kidnapping. This is the same incident that you relayed earlier, yung mga nag-kidnap dinala sa Cotabato, tapos binalik po, kumain po sa bahay ng mga babae. Is that the same story, Mr. President?
No, that's not one.
Oh, it's a different story.
There was no police involved.
No police involved. So
Or
that's a separate
if they were
incident.
policemen, and then they never tried to...
So Mr. President, I will ask again, itong case po nung kidnap and extortion, yung 2 to 3 policemen that you've killed, were any cases filed?
Ano po?
Were any cases filed po dung 2 to 3 policemen na pinatay po ninyo involved with kidnapping and extortion?
Yung police na pinatay ko,
Yes.
involved in kidnapping,
Yes.
wala ng kaso yan.
No more case. And
Against whom?
against you po for having killed the policeman.
Ako?
Yes, Mr. President.
Bakit magupala ng kaso? May kasama akong pulis rin dyan eh. Hindi naman ako nagpapahiro. I'm not trying to picture myself as a crusader na... Of course, makasama ko yung mga pulis.
Sorry, Mr. President, perhaps mali po yung terminology. Not filing of the case in court, pero any case po yung for investigation
Marami.
by the DOJ. Also meron po.
Marami.
So, going back po, just to clarify, yung vigilante killings of 3 to 4 persons, likewise, meron rin pong investigation po with the DOJ. Okay, Mr. Chair. That clarifies it po.
Automatic yan. Meron talaga.
So, filing the investigation, meron.
It's the police, but it's the fiscal who will decide.
Yes.
Ang critical stage is the fiscal.
Yes.
Whether or not there is a crime committed, or if there is a crime or an act committed, whether it is legal or illegal.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr.
If it's
President.
illegal, wala yan.
So earlier, yung binanggit po natin na 3 to 4 persons and then 2 to 3 persons of police, what I meant was fiscal po na investigation, not cases filed in court. At meron naman po. Likewise, Mr. President, yung pinatay po ninyo yung kidnapping incident, yung sa Cotabato, tapos bumalik, kumain sa bahay, paglabas, you confronted them, tapos pinatay po ninyo. Likewise, there was a investigation by the fiscal.
Yes.
Yes, and the case was dismissed.
Alam ko, pag pinara sila ng pulis, yung laod, the owner of that laod thing, it was the laod, police yan, the owner of laod firing range. Yun ang pumapasok sa gitna, pinara sila. Tapos paglabas nila, may carbine na nandito ako sa tabi.
Mr. President, was that SPO4 Jim Tan? Is that SPO4 Jim Tan, yung may-ari ng Laod Firing Range?
Ang may-ari ng Laod doon is Laod.
Sorry, ano po yung full name po niya, Mr. President, if you would recall?
Ano? Hindi ko.
So it was just Laod?
Laod.
Laod.
You can you can easily get it by just phone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, moving on with the next question po, no? Just to follow up on the question by Congressman Manuel. In relation to the vetting of the drug matrix, you mentioned po earlier that in the initial drug matrix that you came out, there was no vetting involved. You said it was the job of the police, yet there was a drug matrix that came from your office. Is that correct, Mr. President? If I am not mistaken, during the course of our investigation, there are allegedly 4 versions of your drug matrix.
Hindi ko na makuha yung tanong mo.
Mr. President, I will rephrase. In the interpellation of Congressman Manuel, there was a talk about the drug matrix or yung narco list po ninyo. And you mentioned that it is the job of the police to vet. You do not vet. However, your office came out with its own drug matrix. So if it did not pass through the police, this underwent no vetting process. Is that a fair statement, Mr. President?
Vetting is a job of the law enforcement. It is shared by everybody. NBI, ipapasa yan. It's not only a requirement, it's their duty. Nagpapasahan kami ng information.
But Mr. President, yes, you mentioned that it would be the job of the PNP. So you mentioned now that it is coordinated with you. The PNP would coordinate that information with you.
Yes,
for
as
the
mayor. Correct.
Mr. President, we're talking about the drug matrix that you released as president, not as mayor. The one that you released upon assumption of your office in 2016.
Yes. What?
So this was vetted by the PNP. Was PIDEA involved, Mr. President?
I'm confused now. What's the question?
Mr. President, I'll rephrase. Particularly during your presidency, hindi na po nung panahon na kayo ay mayor. When you sat as president, you came out with the drug matrix. Now, I believe part of the interpellation of Congressman Manuel was that there was a question kung vetted po ito. Ang sabi po ninyo, hindi vetted. But now you're saying vetted naman po siya by the police, not by you. So you confirm po that, Mr. President?
Lahat ng listahan na dumadating sa akin, clear, binabasa ng babayan, ng military, ng police.
And Mr. President, the PIDEA was involved in this initial list.
Of pagka-drugs, PIDEA talaga dapat.
I believe the drug matrix was used for the identification of yung mga HVT po ninyo, yung high-value targets. So it is involved with drugs. So PIDEA should have been involved.
Yes, it's always the PIDEA who would be the agency to give us the information.
Mr. Chairman, through the committee secretariat, may we know if DG Lazo is here with us today?
Yeah, I think we invited DG Lasso. I don't know if he also received the cancellation notice, but I saw him earlier at the ground floor. I just don't know if he's still here in the hall. Is DG Lasso, Paige, can you please check if DG Lasso is present? One-minute suspension. Hearing is resumed.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to direct my question to DG Lazo. DG Lazo, good afternoon po. Could you correct me if I'm wrong, DG Lazo, but as far as PIDEA is concerned, in our previous hearings, you've mentioned that the drug matrix, when you were trying to trace the origins, dead end po kayo. The initial version, wala po kayong involvement.
Yes, Your Honor.
You mentioned there were 4 versions. Is that correct, DG Lazo?
Three versions, Your Honor.
And of these 3 versions, how many did PIDEA participate in?
None, Your Honor.
None. So all 3 versions, and may we know, I believe you had the timeline presented prior. One was 2016. The other was, would you give us a rundown of the dates po, DG Lazo, please?
I do not have, can I just refer to my...
Of course, please. Through the Honorable Chairman.
If you would allow, Your Honor, we have a PowerPoint presentation for this. We can have it flashed, but it will take a few minutes. That's okay with you.
Through the Honorable Chairman, kung okay lang po, just mentioning of the dates lang po, we don't need the PowerPoint. Yung the date for the first version, the last date for the second version, and the date for the third.
The first list, Your Honor, is December 20 to 21, 2016. The second list came out on September 28, 2017. And the third list, Your Honor, came out on March 22nd, 2018.
Thank you very much, DG Lazo. And to confirm again, no participation on the part of PIDEA for vetting these high-value targets?
None, Your Honor.
Thank you, DG Lazo. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to direct my questions to the former President again. Mr. President, sorry to disturb your eating, but I trust that you heard the testimony of DG Lazo. Ang sabi po niya, hindi po involved yung PIDEA in all 3 versions of the drug matrix that you released. So kung hindi po PIDEA yung nag-vet ng iyong drug matrix, sino po ito? You mentioned earlier, Mr. President, that the PIDEA was involved.
Well, usually it is the PIDEA. Yan talaga ang lead agency. But kung i-bypass sila ng mga police agencies like the NBI or yung lower echelons down the line to the municipalities, wala man tayong magawa. It's not a mandatory rule that itong PIDEA is always to be there.
Mr. President, I hope you'll forgive my confusion kasi po ang sabi po ninyo kanina, involved po yung PIDEA. And now you're saying that it's not necessary, not a hard and fast rule that they're involved.
In what particular case are you referring to?
The drug matrix that you presented during your presidency, Mr. President.
I do not remember. You have to remind me of what that matrix is all about.
Well, Mr. President, sige po. Just to simplify na lang.
If there is an inconsistency or it is incongruous, you tell me what, because that document might have been there. Matagal na akong hindi na presidente.
Mr. President, there's no allegation po of incongruency or any wrong in the drug matrix. We just are particularly interested in the vetting process of this document. We asked earlier kung sino po yung nag-vet. You mentioned it was an amalgamation of various agencies. PIDEA just now said and affirmed that they were not involved. So I'll just make it simple, Mr. President. I'd like to ask, who prepared your drug matrix?
In what particular case?
The drug matrix, Mr. President.
No. Case to case yan eh. In what particular case?
Apologies, Mr. President. I don't understand what you mean particular case. When you sat, you assumed you presented to the media a drug matrix which held all of the HVTs that you had.
Correct, but sabi ko, what particular case? You cannot make a general statement and ask me a general answer.
I think we're only referring to that one drug matrix, Mr. President.
I do not remember of any one matrix. There were so many matrix in my time as president.
Different variations at different times.
The
Different matrices at different times. But I thought this was one continuing list, Mr. President. That nagdadagdag, nagbabawas. Is that not the case, Mr. President? Yung inyong drug matrix? You would have different matrices? Is that what you are telling us now?
Depende sa agency yung lumapit sa akin. It could be the CIS, it could be the NBI. Lahat ng law enforcement, it could be the customs police, kung may matrix sila, it's not one or two or three, it's a plenty.
So at the time of your presidency, you were presenting different matrices from different agencies.
Yes.
You did not have one master matrix.
Yeah.
Did you not use one master matrix for the PNP?
There are so many law enforcement agencies. Of course, yung PDEA is the lead agency, but they don't have a monopoly of making an arrest or an operation to go after the criminals. Ganon rin ang CIS or walang specific standard.
Mr. President,
Kung sino lang makauna sa kanila.
Mr. President, if there are multiple matrices, how did you decide which one to read before your press cons? If I understand correctly, there should at least be one master list of the matrices. In fact, I remember one press con in which you mentioned the Mayor
Talk slower
Mabilo.
because I cannot understand you.
Oh, sorry.
Frankly, you're a lawyer?
Yes, Mr. President. I will talk slower.
Panyero, you talk slower.
Okay.
Maybe maganda ka ang English mo, pero fortunately, hindi naiintindihan.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will slow down. So, Mr. President,
You are slurring your words. Yeah.
Mr.
I would
President,
follow. If that answered the question that you're answering, then maybe I could hear you right. Ganon ang dating sa akin.
Mr. President, ang sabi po ninyo, you have multiple matrices from different agencies. However, when you conduct your press cons, you present them as one master list. Sometimes you would read from that master list the list of names, and I remember in particular you had one press con in which you read the name of Mayor Jed Mabilog.
Yes.
So if you have one master list, which matrix is that, Mr. President, and who vets the master list?
That master list was there when I assumed the presidency. Kaya noon na presidente ako, lumayas yan. Kasi alam niya, papatayin ko siya. Kaya bumalik. Ngayon na lang.
So, Mr. President,
Pero hindi na ako presidente, hindi ko na mapatay ang buwang.
Mr. President, there was one master list then at the time of your assumption. Yet there was updating through various agencies. Who was the agency in charge for putting them, merging into a master list?
PDEA talaga.
But Mr. President, PDEA said now that they have no participation in all three versions of the master list that you gave.
They have a master list. Hindi pwedeng hindi. Bobo ito mga gagawin to kung hindi nila ginawa yun.
Mr. President, if I may remind you to please refrain from using foul language para po hindi po mapunta sa record.
It's not. It's bobo is actively bobo. There's
Mr.
no other word for it, actually.
Just a reminder. So please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Chair.
I won't belabor the point.
Mr. Chair.
because-
Mr. President, it's not bobo, it's gago. You said gago a moment ago. Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, may we move to delete the word GAGO in the record of this Congress?
There is a motion to strike off from the record the word GAGO as pointed
I
out
object,
earlier.
Mr. Chair.
Your Honor.
I would rather the word should be in the record.
1 minute suspension.
Correct. Tama yan.
Ano ba? Strike off from the record. Hearing is resumed. The parliamentary status is that there was a motion to strike off from the record the foul language used by the former president in his statement earlier, and it was objected by Congressman Benny Abante. And as he stated, he wants that particular word in the records of these proceedings. So may I know if Congressman Abante has a change of heart?
Mr. Chairman, upon the request of my colleagues, I would like to withdraw my objection.
Thank you. So there is now a motion to strike off from the record the statement made by the former president earlier, and it was duly seconded. Are there any objections? Hearing none, the motion is approved. So please continue, and you have 3 more minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, it seems to be we have an impasse. The testimony of the former president, he insists that there was a list which was not which was vetted by the PDEA, and if ever it was not vetted, it is their fault. However, the PDEA has now confirmed again what they have previously and consistently said, that the drug list never passed through their hands. So it begs the question, saan po galing yung master list ng former president po natin? Yet he does not recall, and he would not answer which lead agency was involved with the preparation and the vetting. So I think this is another point that we would have to discover later on through other resource persons for the Quad. And I will no longer belabor that point. Mr. Chair, I'd like to move to my next question, given my limited time.
Mr. Chair, itong PDEA na ito, bago to. Hindi yan ang PDEA ko.
That is correct, Mr. President. This PDEA that was recently appointed after the former Director General Wilkins Villanueva. Okay.
Bago to, so I don't know.
Thank you. Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. President, just a few more questions given the time constraint. Mr. President, I'd like to ask about yung 2016 meeting, allegedly. And according to the testimony of Colonel Garma, you made a phone call to her asking about how to come up with a task force for the nationwide implementation of your supposed drug war. You mentioned earlier under questioning by Congressman Pimentel that Colonel Garma is lying, that you never had that conversation. And if I'm not mistaken, you said that she approached you with information as to drug suspects, and that, if I understand correctly, he called Leonardo to corroborate the same. Is that your statement, Mr. President?
Many times, hindi lang sila, lahat. Pero as to the statement of forming a unit, you cannot do that because that would be a violation of policy and law. Regulation. It is only the police, national police, who can create units and whatever units that they want. Ang mayor walang pakialam talaga. It's out of yung gano, makautos lang siya to do something. But he can supervise the activities of the police by, requesting the assignment of people here and there. But you do not have the mayors now, the executives have no longer the control of the police.
Mr. President, just a clarification. This alleged meeting in 2016 was in preparation for the nationwide rollout of your drug war. You were no longer mayor, presidente na po kayo. And at this time, I believe that the PNP would be answerable to you. So it would definitely be within your powers to order the Chief PNP to create a special unit in the same way that the Chief PNP was answerable to you when you had him implement Oplan Double Barrel. So with that, Mr. President, seeing that it was within your power, if you willed it, that a task force be committed, that the task force be organized, it is very much possible po that you called Lieutenant Garma asking how to formulate this thing. I'm sorry, Mr. President, I just don't agree that you were powerless to create this task force. As far as this representation is concerned, it is well within your power. So with that, Mr. Chair, Mr. President, how do we reconcile now your statement that you never made that call to Garma to organize that task force when Lieutenant Garma Colonel Garma was able to give specific details about your call to her, about your meeting in relation to finding a person to manage your drug war in the person of Colonel Leonardo. This fact you stated on national television. I believe it was an interview with Attorney Panelo in which you gave your reasoning for selecting someone of that religious affiliation. So, how can you say now, Mr. President, na hindi totoo yung affidavit ni Garma when there are bits and pieces of facts there that you yourself corroborated?
Bits and pieces naman kaya. The whole of the affidavit that what's saying now. Hindi ko maintindihan kung anong pinagsasabi niya.
But this
I have not read the affidavit so that I would not be in a position to correctly really to respond to your question. I am at a loss kasi ikaw yung may hawak ng. So you are now trying to investigate me. Para kang investigador. Yung may hawak ka ng affidavit dyan, executed by another person, and you're trying to confront me with the statements made in that affidavit, and you're trying to exact an answer from me. Pagka ganon, maghinto tayo dito. That is not proper.
Mr.
That
President.
is not fair.
Mr. President, we're not...
Hindi, titindig ako dito. Bigyan mo muna ako ng... Yung mga affidavit, basahin ko before I answer you.
Suspended, sir.
Hearing resumed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Congressman Raj.
Mr. President, I will rephrase. Just to reiterate the context, this is not to confront you with the affidavit, but we want to reconfirm your statement with your interview with Attorney Panelo. Because, just for your information, Mr. President, we understand you do not have the affidavit now, but one of the bits and pieces that was relayed by Colonel Garma is that you contacted her looking for a person with a particular skill set and religious affiliation to help you manage and drive your drug war. Now, that fact you have corroborated in your interview with Attorney Panelo when you said that you were looking for a person of that religious affiliation because they are trustworthy with money. So I am now asking, Mr. President, with your corroboration in that interview, does that not jive with what Colonel Garma is saying?
It does not jive because I was looking for a particular person. Maybe a member of a sect, but it had to be one who has the brain and the balls to do the job.
So, Mr. President, if you were looking for a person to fill that position, what position did you have in mind? Was this your drug war czar?
No. Ang may drug enforcement unit tayo sa gobyerno. It cannot be they were there to just ask for an advice of how they would participate in the drug war. Hindi sila pwedeng mag-create ng unit because that is not allowed. It is only the police who can create a unit or a division. The mayors do not have that power.
Mr. President, I'm talking about this time you were already president po, no?
Yes.
So, you were in a power to create that position. I'll just go back to your statement po, no, Mr. President. You said you were looking for someone with the smarts and the balls, sorry for the language, you were looking for someone of that capacity. Now, according to Colonel Garma, you were looking for that person to manage your drug war. But you are saying now that it is not to manage your drug war because you couldn't create that position.
It's a statement. Do not bind me with your statement.
No, I'm now asking, Mr. President, about your statement. Why were you looking for someone with the brains and the capacity? Ano po yung job na, ano po yung trabaho na ibibigay mo po sana sa taong iyon?
Because drug money is Alam mo, that is why we are not succeeding, because drug money is supporting the syndicate. Madali ang pera. Nagpibigay ng pera yan. Huwag na tayo magbulahan dito. Kaya tayo hindi nagsasucceed kasi ang money madali ibenta sa mga bata. And they bribe. Hindi tayo magulihan na tayo kung sino ang guilty o kung sino ano. Nandito na tayo sa totoo. Huwag na tayo maglayo diyan sa totoo.
So, Mr. President, you are confirming that you were looking for someone to fill the shoes of a position related to the drug war because you are talking about drug money and how it corrupts people.
Yes, that is why.
So
that is why sinabi ko, Iglesia ni Cristo.
So, tama
kasi
po.
Ang Iglesia ni Cristo, normally, hindi mo talaga makorap. Hindi natatanggap ng pera, alam ko kasi mayor ako. You cannot easily corrupt a member of an Iglesia ni Cristo who is a policeman or soldier. Yan. That is the explanation.
Thank you for the clarification, Mr.
Yes,
President.
sir.
Mr. President, so in that case, tama po yung sinasabi ni Colonel Garma, in which you were looking for a person of that sect with those qualities to man your drug war. It's correct.
It's not man.
To manage your...
It's not man because it's man, it's meaning in command. Dalawang tao lang yung pinag-isipan mo. There is a drug unit in every department. Ano kaman? They were there for an special operation. Gusto nila, they were proposing something because na may nalaman sila pumapasok dyan na droga dyan sa pier na yan. It is not a creating a command because you cannot do that. It belongs to the police hierarchy, if you may. Walang power ang mayor dyan.
Thank you, Mr. President.
It was an operation. Sila yung nagsabi, meron kaming nalamang agad. O, sige, as mayor, I will support you. What would I refuse? Kung may naglapit dito na police magsabi, sir, may nalaman kami nito ng ito, we need this support. Sinong mayor na hindi lalo na ako.
So, Mr. President...
ako nga, pumapatay ng droga eh. Suporta pa sa police.
So, Mr. President, when you were looking for this person, in the person of Colonel Leonardo, although it was not to create a task force, it was for an operation which they were proposing. That is what you are telling us now, Mr. President.
Yes, because as sasabi ko, the corruption, madali. Madali sa law enforcement, corrupt. Kaya kailangan mo ang tao na ano. Sabi ko yung mga iglesia ni Cristo, hindi mo madali-dali yan mabili. That's the reason why.
Mr. President, this proposed operation, was this a nationwide scale drug operation?
No, I don't think so.
Would you
parang ano lang nila yon, but I suppose that it was not on that scale. maybe yung ano lang yung pasok labas na ano. For if it's an operation that you are asking as a drug syndicate, hindi.
Mr. President, I know we're pressed for time. Just one more question, if you would indulge. You mentioned in the Senate hearing that you had to seem to have a distinction. You had the DDS, as you said, that the media would portray being the police. No, you mentioned some of your chief of police of Davao as being members of your death squad. But at another time, you mentioned you had a personal death squad na hindi po kapulisan. You mentioned, I think, at least you had 7 members here.
Well, as mayor, I was fighting crime. I was fighting the insurgents. Remember na hindi mo lahat maano yung it's Mindanao. The insurgents were active, the criminals are active. You cannot utilize all the policemen there. You have to have some mga civilians who were there in the insurgency na napasok sa iyo. That's a complicated matter. Wag ka pumasok diyan, hindi mo alam yan eh. Yung police, iba yung trabaho nila, but there are activities there which you have to men from galing sa kanila, galing sa mga nag-surrender. Hindi mo kasi alam, diretso lang yung istorya eh. That is why it is good. Mayroon tayo nito that I can clarify everything. Once and for all. Wala man akong tinago. Why would I form for what?
And I agree, Mr. President. We're here to clarify all of these facts.
Yes, sasabi mo. I was responding to your question because, pardon me, it borders to sometimes, I will not use the word, it's sometimes a conclusion that borders into
well,
mayor ako, presidente ako, ganun ako gagago? You think?
Mr. President, my next question in relation to that was just the predicate, the premise po, no? Na you had a personal DDS.
Gago ako?
No, Mr. President, the question supposed to follow was that, could you name those 7 people? Kung pwede niyo po ipangalan yung 7 members ng DDS na yan po.
Members ng DDS?
Your personal civilian DDS, which you mentioned is apparently counter-insurgency force.
Apparently, you know, even if they exist, why would I tell you the names now to you? Ang tingin mo sa akin, stupido?
Mr. President, because we're in an investigation in aid of legislation, and we're ruling out that if they are in
mag-legislate kayo,
the drug war.
Huwag mo akong isali dyan because I would be putting the people in danger. Yung inyong legislation, mine is law and order. We are far apart in our discussion dito. Biro mo, bigay mo yung pangalan mo, you put the family and the persons in danger.
Mr. President.
What's the proper question? Ganon?
Can you please rephrase your question, Congressman Gutierrez?
Mr. President, with all due respect, the question of identifying these members was to really look into the purpose, because we're trying to differentiate now those that are within the bounds of law and those that are without in relation to the drug war.
I'm sure that it within the bounds of the law. And I take full responsibility. Huwag ka na maghanap ng iba. Ano yung 7-7 mo? Dito ka na lang tutok sa akin. Ilan ko pang beses sabihin sa inyo, I take full responsibility. If you think that it is illegal or wrong, go ahead and file the case. I would be happy. Bakit pa tayo dito mag-drama dyan?
Thank you, Mr. President. I had a
Thank
few
you.
more questions, but given the time constraint, I will yield to other interpellators. Maraming salamat po, President. Mr.
Let's have a
President.
cup
Thank
of
you.
coffee and I will tell you everything.